Now, Nigeria's National Assembly is facing criticism over a proposed bill before it that seeks to introduce stronger criminal defamation laws, allegedly targeting civil society organizations and social media. Critics, including civil society organizations, lawyers, and media rights advocates, argue the bill could be used to silence opposing forces and place tighter restrictions on social media users, as well as journalists. Supporters of the proposal, however, maintain that the legislation intends to limit the spread of false and defamatory content, protect reputations, and promote responsible use of digital platforms. To examine whether the proposed law strikes the right balance between protecting reputations and safeguarding the constitutional right of freedom of expression, we're now joined from Owerri, the Imo State capital, by lawyer Dr. Maxwell Opara. Good afternoon, Dr. Opara. Great to have you.
It is my pleasure to be with you once again. Thank you for having me.
Now, what's your stance regarding this submission, this bill, this proposed bill?
Well, it's dead on arrival. You see, everybody knows the position of this present government, this APC government led by President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. If you watch their modus operandi and the way they operate, they don't want to see any opposition. They don't want to see anybody criticizing their policy. They don't want anything, protest, anybody that want to do an act of challenging their policies and programs. So now, having succeeded in clamping people down from protest, and they know that people now are using social media to air their grievances, so they decided to use the law, to weaponize the law, to use the law as a tool to stop the intimidate and to stop people from expressing themselves. So, and of course, the law is very clear. Once any law, any act of National Assembly that is inconsistent with the Constitution, that particular law will be in abeyance to the extent of its inconsistency. You don't need to have a law degree for you to know that. So we are just laughing at them. One, nobody will cage the civil society group. Nobody will stop activists. Nobody will stop the opposition from expressing their grievances. Of course, you cannot beat a child and ask a child not to cry. You can't be carrying out policies. You can't be bringing some policies that is offensive, and you don't want people to criticize. And you can't be creating fake agency in our federal secretariat, budgeting our hard-earned money to the fake agency, and you don't want people to criticize. People must talk. So even if they enact that, they succeed in using the rubber stamp National Assembly to enact that law, we'll still go to court to set it aside. That is just the simple truth. It cannot stand.
Thank you, Dr. Opara. I mean, you said that this bill is essentially dead on arrival. I mean, if that's the case, why bring it forward in the first place? What statement do you think the National Assembly is making here?
Anytime you people are talking about National Assembly, I will continue to ask myself, is this National Assembly, this present National Assembly that is led by Ababio and Abbas? So we don't have National Assembly. They say that whatever thing the president produce, they will accept. So what are we talking about? We have lost hope. The average Nigerians who have lost hope in the National Assembly, they are there for themselves. They are not there for the masses. They don't even know how we are feeling. They don't even know how the people, society group are feeling. They don't even know how the masses of this country are feeling. Their own interest is what will benefit the president, what will benefit the APC-led government to come back in 2027 and continue to rule. That is their own interest. So, but on our own, we are saying that since we can no longer protest, because once you say that you want to protest, the DSSS will pick you and arraign you for terrorism in federal high court. So now that nobody is protesting again, the only available means for us is social media. Now they want to use the law to weaponize, to stop people from doing that. I'm telling you that it will not stand. If they succeeded in doing that, which I know that the President National Assembly, except the President is not interested, once the President is interested, they will enact it, they will pass it as a law. And I'm telling you that once it is being passed as a law, we now look at it. any of them, any of the provision that is inconsistent, especially the one that is inconsistent with the constitution that has to do with the freedom of expression, African and people's rights, and the other various laws, it will not stand. We will go to court to challenge it because it is our right. When you are coming up, if you say that you are ruling, the beauty of democracy is all about criticism. The beauty of democracy is all about protesting. The beauty of democracy is all about opposing your unpopular policy. So try to use the law to stop us, to intimidate us, to restrict us. It will not stand. You cannot cage us.
Dr. Opara, I recall reading some of the pushback regarding this proposal, and excuse me, one of the statements that was made is that defamation is usually a civil matter in most functioning democracies because once you criminalize it, then it becomes the enforcement arm of they're subject to the state. The state becomes the enforcement arm. But that's by the way. Let's talk about the timing of this proposal. 2027 is just a few months away, and the political temperature is clearly rising. And of course, we saw what happened in 2023 when social media was credited with amplifying opposition messaging. Do you think this is really about defamation? Or do you think this is about controlling the information environment ahead of the elections?
All of the above. All of the above. See, you see, just like you rightly pointed out, 2027 is around the corner. And this is the period of election. And you know that the major area, the youths, the populates, the people, and now, because nobody's even listening to their radio, the normal radio and listen, where the youths, the young ones are now dwelling to get real information is in the social media. Now, they know that there is no way they can stop them since nobody's even listening to their radio. Now, they want to use the law. And I'm saying that this is calculated attempt to make sure that people did not achieve their aim, to make sure that people did not challenge them, to make sure that people did not use social media to expose them and their policies, and people did not use social media to let the voters to know the reason why this APC-led government should not come back in 2027. So they are not thinking, they have their own, they feel that they are the people that understand, the entire Nigerians, we are in this side, we don't know what their plan. So they feel that the best thing is to get a law. And I'm telling you that even if the law is being enacted, even if we go to court to challenge it and the court said no, it means that they will be ready to arrest at least over 40, if not 50 million Nigerians that are using social media. So they should get ready, they should build more prisons, they should build more police cells, because it will not stand. And when you enact a law that you know that people find it difficult to obey, it is dead on arrival. So they are just wasting their time. Let them channel the energy which they have now to get all those criminals, those who are using the office of the government to be self-funding, looting our money, those who are the bandits and the terrorists who are killing innocent Nigerians in Santa Kaduna, in Sokoto, and what have you. Let them channel their energy towards that angle. If you are trying to use law to restrict people from explaining what is happening, you see your colleague, what's the name? Jack, the one that exposed the food, the army, the military we are eating. How they arrested the young man and shamefully arraigned the man in federal high court. You will now see how they deploy all their energy in arraigning Showore, attacking Showore. These are the things they feel that they can be using to stop the civil society group, activists, oppositions from speaking out. It will not stand. Thank God that most of them are watching. Tell them that it will not stand. If they like, let them enact the law. And when they enact the law, no, Nigerians will not obey it. Take it to bank. I'm just telling you now for free. Yes. Nigerians will not obey it. You cannot speak the child and ask the child not to cry. You can't be establishing a fake agency in our various offices and you ask us not to call. We will talk.
Thank you, Dr. Maxwell Opara, for joining us on this very important topic on social media and regulation.